Welcome to day 5 of the 5-day challenge. We did it. How to resolve conflict with our adult child. So we started with communication. We moved into negotiation, right? So how to speak, how to negotiate fairly, and then scripting it all out so that we're prepared. And then having the invitation, right? So having the invitation, can we talk about this? So it prepares them. And it's like a prequel, right? So it's non-threatening. And, like, I want to do this to improve our relationship, our communication, and to prepare ourselves with all of this by taking care of ourselves, right? So self-care, I shared that heart-centered meditation of just focusing on your love for them and envisioning them and feeling their energy and why you want to be connected to this person that you raised. And then I also offered the peace process, which was a little bonus, but I just felt compelled to go there. So I went there. And that was introduced to me by Christian Michelson. And it is about going into that feeling of being triggered, right? And once we get into that, right, if we're feeling the anxiety, or if we're feeling anger, or anything, it shows up in our physical body. So when we close our eyes, detach from the outside world, go inward and feel it in our body and just stay with it, and then observe it shift, change, maybe move until we don't feel it anymore, right? It might all of a sudden be gone, or it can dim down to be gone. So these were the tools that I've been sharing. And today I mostly just kind of want to put all of that together, right? So right before you do have the conversation with your child, go over everything, amp up your energy. I've said put on your favorite song and dance around to it. Something uplifting, not something that's gonna promote aggression. I am a fan of a lot of different types of music, so I wouldn't do any metal songs or anything. I would put something kind of uplifting and happy, right? So yeah, so just put something on that makes you feel happy. You can dance around. If you need to shake it out, if you need to go for a walk or a run, or just get that energy out so you feel peaceful and relaxed when you're talking to them, so it's authentic. It's really all about being authentic and showing up for them. And it gives them the environment of safety, right? So important, and loved, that they know that they're loved and you're really there for them authentically, that you're not putting on a show or uh, moving at desperation, right? And sometimes we do feel desperate in our relationships, especially when we're not communicating, or if we are at odds, and it hurts, and we might even be worried for their safety, right? So the emotions can run really high, and that's really what I wanted to address more today, is about the emotional aspects and the impact. And because this is an innately close relationship, right, and there's also a lot of expectations on this relationship on both sides. And when we can authentically address that and show up for it and put the love for each other first, right? And then having that container of safety. So it's not about, oh, you're going to try to talk me into what you want, right? Or like we have these agendas that we have to stand up for ourselves, when we can create a space of loving acceptance. Because when our child becomes an adult, they are responsible for their lives. We're not responsible for them anymore. Unless, of course, it is a special circumstance. And I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing, on the normal or yeah, I'll just go with that. I'm like trying to think of words but to honor everybody, but in that mainstream, I'll use that word, of the child goes to school, or they move out, they move in with other friends or a partner, or they start their own family, they have their own career, they start their own life, they might even go into the military, so they're creating their own shifts. And whether or not you agree with all of the decisions that they're making, there's going to be emotions there, right? And the thing that I offer, number one, for us, and to role model that to our children, is to release judgment, right? That's number one. Let go of judgment. And number two, let go of blame, right? And if we can role model that, it's important. Yeah, there's so many things that we can dive deeper into. But I just want to go over some scenarios. So we need to honor ourselves and our emotions, and but keep it in check, right? Take care of ourselves, even before getting into conversation, right? Especially if things are very volatile and emotions are really high, we have to take even more care of ourselves. And so we're not reacting, right, out of emotion. So that's really important. And as we take care of ourselves, then it's role modeling for our child to do the same, right? So whatever happens, I want you to honor yourself and celebrate whatever the outcome is, right? So if you have the conversation and it doesn't turn out the way that you planned or the way that you hoped, it was a step in the direction, right? Even if nothing came of it, because something may come weeks or months or years from now. And that pebble that you dropped by opening the door to have this conversation created that ripple effect for more positivity to come into the relationship. So that is the win. That is what we're looking for, right? To have that peaceful, harmonious relationship with our child. And we are putting ourselves out there, taking that first step and showing up, right? And taking care of ourselves and our own emotions about it and our own nerves about it, so that we can show up in authentically loving and respectful environment and space that we've created. And also having the boundaries of us to be at least respected, right? So if our adult child does show up and is disrespectful to us, we can respectfully set that boundary that I'm not going to be talked to that way when you're ready to speak to me respectfully, we can try this again. And, just and your relationship with your child, and if that is a concern, definitely honor the boundaries that you need to put in place for yourself. If you're estranged from your child and this is an attempt to reach out to them and they choose not to respond, again, you taking the step to open the door for them drops that pebble, creates that ripple effect. So celebrate yourself, putting yourself out there, making yourself vulnerable to somebody that honestly does have the power to hurt you, right? And we all know this, and we can say, like, what is that fear? What is that vulnerability that we're putting ourselves out there? And that's what it is, that this person knows us so intimately, and it can have potentially a lot of ammunition against us, and we don't want to be in the firing squad. Who does want to? But because of our love for this person, it's worth it. And to take the steps to resolve our conflicts with this person that we love so much, it's worth it. And being the parent, this is something that we can create. This is a gift that we can give our child, right? Forgiving or letting go of whatever happened in the past, of whatever occurred as we were raising our children, whatever mistakes or things that happened or traumas that happened, to put that aside for the moment and to just work in what's currently happening in the relationship or in your communication, and focusing on that, and having time and space to deal with the past. And I work through that with clients, but to resolve conflict, keep it in the present, right? There's a tendency, especially, for them to go back and to finger point and blame. And we want to keep it present, non-threatening, harmonious, respectful. And for us as their parents to make it a loving container. All right. I'm going to share this with me that I just learned from some of my teachers this week, right? About listening, and to listen to our adult child and listen to their perspective, their point of view, however painful it might be for us to listen. As we listen, maybe placing your hands on the heart and doing that same heart meditation that I was talking about just loving your child and seeing the wholeness and the fullness of who they are, right? Even when they may not be appearing to you in their best light, can you still see them in their best light? The light that is there, right? And that going beyond their personality, right? But who they were divinely created, how they were divinely created, and the mystery of all of that, and the privilege and the honor that we got to parent this divine, beautiful, pure human being. So to see them in that light, right? And to put yourself in that space and to continue with that. So that is what I'm offering for you, for your child, and to continue that ongoing, let this be the step one, and creating and building momentum for your relationship to continue to grow, to continue to get even closer, and be that that safe space. That is my wish, my dream, my hope for everybody, for every parent and child. So that is the work that I do. That is what I'm committed to. It's I think about my own, and uh, how much she means to me, and how much our journey brought me to where I am and brought us to where we are is profound. And that's why I do this work, because I want to save as much heartache as possible, as much separation as possible for you. So just taking a moment and just taking a breath here to love and honor ourselves, to show up authentically and lovingly, and just breathing into that space. So I have so much of my heart to offer and to give, and the wisdom of not only my experience, but of what I've studied and what I've learned through people, teachers, much wiser. And I'm really committed to making shifts and improving our relationships with our families, with our children, and for our children to have improved relationships with their parents. So that is my commitment. And for me to be a part of your journey and help walk you through the transition, right, of where you are now, and where you want to be, where you're looking to be. And the focus I'm getting right now, right here, is to be at peace, to be at peace, right? So if what I share is resonating with you, and you are interested in having me be a more of a part of your journey, then book a free coaching session with me, right? So you have the understanding of where I'm coming from, and I want to listen to where you are, what your blocks are, right? And what your dream is, right? And for us to connect in that way. So I'm opening up my calendar, and I'm sharing the link for a free breakthrough coaching session for parents of adult children. And I look forward to speaking with you one-on-one and hearing your journey. Thank you so much for taking the time to participate or to listen later to this challenge, this 5-day challenge. I really enjoyed sharing this with you, and it's really excited me to embark on this journey with you. So thank you so much. And just to share this word that means so much to me, and I wanted to just share the meaning of it with you. It's the Sanskrit word namaste, which has a layered meanings. It's the greeting from India. So it's bowing, I bow to you, but it's also honoring the light, right? The light that is within me, this divine spark, right? That is within me, sees and honors the divine spark that is within you. Namaste.